That's a good tempo. That's a good tempo.
Nice.
It feels good because that's a good tempo.
Nice.
Bo, change the tempo to count us in. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Two Dumbasses Do a Podcast. The podcast.
I'm Bo.
I'm Brandon.
And we're two dumbasses.
Doing a podcast.
The
podcast. So you're first this week with a band everybody's heard of. I'm second this week with a band that no one has heard of. Isn't that what we said?
I think we said the complete opposite. But, okay, so we'll just dive right in, man. This is going to be a short episode, though.
Oh, boy.
Because I bet you don't have a lot to say about BTS.
That's what you think.
Anyways,
Slowly takes off sweatshirt to reveal
BTS.
J-Hope chest tattoo.
I don't even know any. Anyways,
P-Dog.
Okay, stop talking about BTS. We're going to talk about Dissidente, which I've also heard about it named Dissidente.
That seems false.
Where
are they from?
They're from Pittsburgh.
Okay,
but the members are from really all over the world. They're bass players from Russia. I don't know what part.
I was gonna say,
obviously
there's
Russian letters. There's things within.
Their name is spelled in Cyrillic on their album cover.
Yes, and some of the songs on the record are also written in the same.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and like there's a song that's sung in Russian. I was gonna say German. So you know how like We Are the Union, like I was like really digging on that record.
Yeah.
This is the next one that I'm like really digging. Like it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
This album is so good. And it was hard for me to it was hard for me to pick which song. So I was just like, hey, Dissidente, what song should I listen or should I have on the podcast?
Mm-hmm.
And so Chris is I want to call him the lead singer, but I don't think he's the only singer in the band. But he's one of the guitar players, and he's the one that kind of runs the Dissidente socials, as far as I know. And I've talked to him, and also super cool guy. With the conversations that we've had, the thought process into songs is amazing. It's just like, and like that. You know, I've asked, like, what's this song about to people? And they're like, yeah, whatever, man. It's like, okay, cool. But I asked, like, yeah, like, what's this about? Or, like, any cool recording things that you want me to talk about on the podcast because I'm going to have this on.
Yeah.
And then he just gives me, like, an essay about what it is. I'm like, oh, my God, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Are you sure you want me to say this? Because I will. And he's like, cool. It's awesome. That's what it's about. So, this song is called Corvid. Do you know what that means?
No. Is it any relation to COVID? Because it seems a lot like that.
No, it is not.
Okay. So,
Corvid is I don't know exactly what the genus species thing, but it's a family of birds.
Okay.
So rooks, ravens, crows, jays, magpies, they all belong in this group.
Corvid. Do you remember from like 7th grade science class, like the order of the things?
No, not at all. No.
Kingdom, phylum, something.
Yeah.
Family, genus, species, I think is the last.
There you go.
Oh, there's 7?
I don't know. It's been years and I don't know enough.
Kingdom,
Anyways.
phylum, class, order, family, genus, species.
Yes.
Is that right? That seems right.
No idea.
Kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. I'm going to look it up while you talk about Dissidente.
Yeah, so that's the thing that I pulled up first. So I'm going to read some of these lyrics because you're probably not going to be able to understand them. I mean,
correct.
Besides the bridge.
I was right, by the way.
Yeah? Were you?
So.
You're so awesome. Okay. First verse. A dime slips through a stitch in a woman's pocketbook. The glimmer captures eyes of a nearby crow and rook. The silver babble ellipses silent stares as both begin to plot to claim what's unmistakably rightfully theirs. We amass that which we cannot bear to lose, and we kill ourselves for what we cannot use. Our human nature isn't natural. It's cruel, the crow, the rook, the man, the fool. The crows begin to beat their wings. The rook puffs out his chest. They circle, cawing, scouting each other for weaknesses. Talons slit each other's throats. Beaks peck out their eyes. And in the stunning setting summer sun, the two corvids lay down and die. The second chorus is not the same as the first chorus, which is one thing that I thought, like, oh, I don't know how I feel about that exactly. Like, there's one sense of like you can repeat like small things, but don't repeat the whole chorus because it's like you're taking away from the story. You're like, why am I going to repeat? That's kind of like a Fat Mike type of idea of just like no choruses. Don't write choruses because you're just stopping the story to go back and say something you've already said. Yeah. So maybe that way. But if you want people to sing along, like either A, they have to know every single word, or B, you can show them the chorus the first time and then the second time they're singing along because they've learned it because we're trained to do that. Right. So the second chorus is, and though we're cut from the same cloth, our brother's grace will rend our flesh from bone for nary but a taste. We've sold humanity for trust, estate, control, the crow, the rook, the man, the fool. Then the bridge, which I think is the only part that you can kind of hear, doesn't necessarily, in my mind, connect to the story that Chris told me. But maybe it does, and he can fill us in later. I don't know. Hiding wealth in foreign bank accounts from prying eyes of future ex-wives' doubts, warming nest eggs in solitude, concealed blood money from our leeching brood. Then third chorus, fill the troves with hoards we kept but can't consume, watch a number grow with scavengers in suits. Our human nature isn't natural, it's cruel, the crow, the rook, the man, the fool, and then the crow, the rook, the dime, the damned, the doomed. So what's this song about?
Birds.
Birds. Cool. Now, what'd you get from that?
Corvus is the genus, by the way.
Okay, you're amazing. So what's it about, man? What's it about?
I like people being cutthroat and people being two-faced and jerks.
Being jerks. All right. So I'm going to show you this, but oh my god. So I'm like, yeah, whatever it means, and then do you see how like how much he wrote?
19
things, and I'm like, oh my god, that's deep and amazing. I was not expecting that.
You gonna read it out?
I'm not gonna read everything. I'm just gonna do that. So he thinks this is one of the best songs on the record. So what it's about. So Chris's grandfather built a business testing the strength of building materials. His uncle, being the oldest, went into the business, and his dad didn't. His dad became a doctor. And they both were well off. They had no reason to fight over money at all because they both made money. Then, when their grandfather was dying, his dad didn't want to put him in a hospice facility because he wanted him to die in his own home. So he was administering painkillers to him. His uncle took this opportunity to have him sign all the papers, giving him 100% of the business when he died. After the dad died, they sold the business for $88 million.
Wow.
And Chris's thought is, how can you spend $88 million? Like, you can't.
Right.
Like, you can, but like you're just hoarding it.
Yeah.
So his dad and his uncle fought viciously over this, and now they don't talk, which is just like, you were family, you're brothers. You're not going to talk because of money that you don't need.
Right.
And then... And that's the allegory of the birds fighting over a dime. Right. And then there's some cool stuff like musically. So there's this beginning riff. It's really short. And he says the main riff is supposed to emulate the two birds with a call and response thing, but it's all played on one guitar. The first half is the call and response, which he pictures as squaring up and calling each other out. And then there's an end run in chromatic descending thing with a short ascending part followed by the final longer descending part. And that's supposed to be the sound like them beating each other up. So, and what's even cool is he's talking about like, like even if no one knows that, like it matters to him. And I'm like, it does matter. Like the littlest details make that so much cooler.
Yeah.
That this song is in there. And then he was also talking about how the previous track, which I'm going to butcher, Pokolina.
Okay.
It's one of the ones that's written in Russian. Or whatever that language is. I'm sorry, Chris. I apologize.
Well, it's the Cyrillic alphabet, but yeah. It could
there you go. He had his grandmother play piano in it.
Okay.
And it's about what did he say? That song.
Oh wait.
Yeah.
It's written in Cyrillic.
Yes.
So it looks like a P.
No, it does not look like a P.
Oh.
But he spelled it out.
Oh, okay.
In English.
Okay.
Or whatever. Right? Anyways, he says that song is about how impossible it is to escape generational poverty. But then the song that we're talking about is about how like you get all this money and you can fight over it even though you can't use it. So,
Pokolenia.
Yeah, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. You're probably
pretty close. I can't read all this stuff. So I spent 4 days in Bulgaria when I was in college. We went on choir tour, Greece, Bulgaria, Turkey, and they gave us little phrases and things that we could say. But I was like, oh, I'm gonna make sure I can understand at least how to read and pronounce things.
Yeah.
So I quote unquote, learned the Cyrillic alphabet just phonetically. And so like I forget some of the letters and stuff because some of them are very strange, but so that's like I can actually read that one.
Cool.
I don't remember all the things.
Awesome.
So
here is Corvid by Dissidente. But I also want to say Bad Time Records, everything they put out is amazing. I feel so. You probably don't feel the same way about Fat Records that I did in the 90s, but maybe Tooth and Nail.
Yeah, Tooth and Nail. I like pretty much everything.
Like everything that they put out. So I feel the same way right now about Bad Time.
Yeah.
Everything they put out, gold, get it. They're so good.
That's kind of where I'm at with like Ground Up, like Snarky's label. They don't put out anything bad.
Yep. So go buy everything from Bad Time Records. Pick it up. So that's the birds sizing each other up to fight.
Yeah. I will say I didn't not like this song. It didn't totally get me, grab me at first. Knowing the story now, I'm way more into it.
Yeah. Did you listen to anything else off the record?
I did not.
Oh my God. You gotta just listen all the way through. Just sit from beginning to end, and then I listened to this first time they were doing like a listening thing on Scott 2 Network's YouTube channel, and like they would play a couple songs and then they would come back and they would talk about it a little bit, and then they would go and play more songs.
Are these guys ska?
This song is, well, yes.
There's ska elements in it.
There's ska elements.
Hear it.
Yeah. But like ska core.
Okay.
Basically like Suicide Machines meets Anti-Flag. Similar, but in a completely different way, like the Code.
Yeah.
I guess that's what we are. The Code is ska core. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Anyways, don't judge what I think that my band is.
No.
But anyways, so the last song, amazing. It's just like a 11-minute. I don't know how long it is, but a really long bass solo, and like it's not like sung. It's just like a speech, and it's about the synagogue in Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah, Tree of Life.
Yes. So it is, and it's like not.
Oh wow!
Like it totally makes sense, and it's a total bummer of a last song, but it's so good, and it's like I'm gonna go back to the beginning because I love this song.
Yeah.
Which we cannot bear to lose.
Some of the things that I like, that man, and then like all the little guitar part stuff that's going on in the left speaker. It's just like, this is so good.
Yeah. Actually, you were saying earlier, that's why you read through the lyrics, like it's hard to understand all of them.
Totally. 100%.
I had to really listen and make sure they were singing in English, actually.
Because you thought they were German or Russian.
Well, or even like Dissidente sounds Hispanic of nature.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like plural for dissidents or whatever. Like, and then they got a thing written in Cyrillic and whatever. It's like, what are these guys?
And then the bridge, which they've got organ in there. Like, there's all the ska elements are there, but like,
to me, in the main part, it's the bass line.
Oh yeah,
that kind of bouncy.
Yes.
Did you say Capites on this label?
Yes.
Okay.
So we've talked about 3 bands.
Who's the other one?
We Are the Union.
Oh yeah, that's right.
This is the only part I don't like. That because it doesn't fit the energy of the other guitar solo. Kind of just drops it a little bit.
Fill the drums with horns, but black cat guns. Watching up my crow with scavengers and sounds. A human nature isn't natural. It's cool, the crow, the rock, the man, the ball. The crow, the rock, the guy, the damn, the dog.
I like that. Letting that cymbal just ring. That's cool.
Yeah. How do you feel about the recording of this?
Like the quality of it?
Yeah.
That sounds good.
They recorded it themselves.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That sounds really good.
Which is like another part of like, and you recorded this yourself. Like, that's really good. It's just, and then it just also puts it in my mind. It's just like, what am I taking my sweet ass time trying to be like, well, we need to go to a real recording studio.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
Anymore, as long as you know how to do this stuff.
So for me, I feel confident as far like recording guitars, bass. Drums are a little bit weird for me, just a little bit, because I need to basically record drums more often.
Yeah.
Vocals I can do, but it's more about, for me, recording vocals is more about getting the person to perform well.
Okay.
And that I don't think I have the skill to, or the confidence, I should say. Because there's certain people that I can be like, I can totally make you better. But like, I don't think I could get you to well, maybe I could. I don't know. Okay. Like, there's certain people that I could be like, oh, like I could produce.
You're saying
you.
I sing so terribly, Bo. You couldn't possibly get me to
it's like how could I make you better? Okay. I don't think that I could make you better
because I'm so terrible.
Because you
all
bad.
Heard it here first.
No, it's the complete opposite.
Bo's most correct statement he's ever made in his life. Me being a bad singer. That's good. Hey, you know what's fun? The date that we're recording this, which is going to be several weeks before it comes out. But on 6 years ago on this day, I auditioned for The Voice.
Okay. February 20th.
I didn't make it because I'm the terrible singer. That was a whole thing, though.
The Voice.
Do you want me to tell you the story? It's not a real long story.
Go for it.
So it was in Philly. They were holding just like open auditions. And they had 2 time slots. There was like an 11 a.m. and a 2 p.m. time slot. And I got there like 10:45 or whatever, not realizing I should have got there like way earlier. And I waited in line. I think it ended up being like 4.5 hours.
Nice.
From the time I got there to the time I actually finally sang. It was just lines after lines after lines after lines after lines.
It was a simulated line ride you were in.
It was not, but it was pretty awful. And then they finally take you in to all these different rooms. They split you up into groups of maybe like 12, 20, something like that. And it's like they had like 2 rows of chairs. You would sort of like face each other. And then there was like one guy up here at this table. And then they would just call your name or your number. I don't even remember. Probably just a number.
Yeah. They don't want to give you names.
Yeah. They would just call your number and you got roughly 30 seconds to step up and sing something a cappella, and then sit back down. And then at the end of that, they would tell you to stay or to go.
Yeah.
And they told my whole room to just go. So we didn't make it. So I drove to Philly.
How many people were in your room?
That's what I can't remember. I can't remember if it was like 10 or 12 or 20 or something like that. It was odd, but it was just, it was hours and hours and hours of waiting and sitting around and doing nothing. And it was kind of miserable. And then I didn't make it. And then I had to drive home from Philly. And I wasn't like sad, but it was just kind of like, well, that was kind of a big waste of a day. But I did it. I can say I did it. You
tried out for The Voice. Good for you.
So,
and you got whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. So, I don't know. It was fine. I sang well, I thought. Like, it wasn't like, I sang so bad, that's why I didn't make it. I was like, no, I sang well. And I wasn't what they were looking for.
Yeah.
So.
Because in my opinion, they're not only looking, it's not so much as American Idol where they're looking for like a whole package, but they are kind of like, would this person...
Because there was like, well, they don't see who they are. Yeah, well, the producers do.
Yeah, it's
the people who put you on the air know who they're looking at. So it's not just can you sing, because a bunch of people can sing, you know, and especially on the show like that, you're singing cover songs. You know what I mean?
What'd you sing?
I sang "Sugar We're Going Down."
Okay, nice.
I mean, because that's my thing is like, I sing all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah.
But I was like, what's something that's going to work in that context? Me singing a Michael Bublé thing, which is in and of itself is a cover anyway.
Well,
you need the band behind it. You know what I mean? Like, there's just different...
There's certain things that, for that show, it's like there's certain songs that you need to perform. Did you just do the chorus?
I think I sang the first verse and the chorus, because that's what they were like. They're like, sing about 30 seconds. They said that's usually like a verse and a chorus of something.
Okay.
So that's what I did. I sang the first verse and then the chorus.
Okay. Because like the songs that, there are certain songs. So like the reason that like, what is it, Feeling Good is used a lot is because it's one of those songs that like, it just is all about the voice.
Yeah.
And it like what you can do with your voice.
That opening statement is usually,
Yeah. So, that's one of them.
I don't know.
Because that's, like, if you look it up, it's like, from The Voice, or American Idol, like, you'll just get covers from those shows if you look up that.
Right.
So.
But yeah, that was 6 years ago today. I don't know why I brought it up, but...
Because it was 6 years ago today, and you were disappointed.
That's fine. It just was a long day.
And it hurt.
Yeah.
Standing in line for 6 hours.
That was kind of boring. I should have brought, like, a book. Yeah, it was a...
Listen to a podcast.
Yeah.
This podcast. We've got that many hours of this now.
That's true.
Anyways, are we going to go straight through or pause so you can get some popcorn to put this butter on?
No, let's go straight through.
Okay.
All right, Bo. You can't say anything bad.
I know, because we'll get booed.
The stands will get you. So, okay.
So here's what's going to happen. The stands are going to like listen to this and listen to Dissidente, and they'll be like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Talking about BTS? I don't think so. This is bullshit.
Yeah. So this is the song Butter by BTS. I don't know a lot about BTS, man. I don't. People do.
Okay, I don't have
Here's the thing.
I don't have anything against BTS, but I just feel that like they're too big for this podcast. Like, you're not really like introducing this to anybody.
No. It's just like that Dua Lipa song.
Yes.
I didn't need to tell anybody about Dua Lipa.
Yeah,
you know who she was. You know who BTS is. Like,
Yeah.
I don't need to tell you anything about it. I just like this song.
Okay.
That's all. I heard it on a commercial, and I was like, "That's
like
cool."
2 weeks ago, like, what's that song?
It's been like a month or so, but I was like, "Oh, that's catchy. That's good."
Was it a butter commercial?
No, it was for like a Samsung phone or something like that.
Okay, it'd be way funnier if it was like for a Country Crock or like I can't believe it's not butter.
It's interesting. Like it sounds. You've heard Dynamite probably, right? That's like their other massive song.
Probably. Oh, he's gonna pull it up now.
For context. So BTS, K-pop band. Do you know how many people are in that group?
You know, like I like BTR better than BTS. You know, because like Bad Time Records.
Oh.
There's the connection, kids. 1 letter difference.
This is Dynamite.
Okay. Yeah, I know it.
You know the song, right?
Yeah.
This is their other massive song. But do you know how many people are in the group?
They're almost like a ska band.
Kind of.
Isn't there like 9 members?
Seven.
Seven? Yeah, that's a ska band.
Right? Am I going to get this wrong? I can't get this wrong. Can't get anything wrong about them.
Are you attacked?
So, do you know what BTS stands for?
It stands for Bad Time Syndicate.
Incorrect. And I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong, but Bangtan, Bangtan,
Yeah.
Bangtan or Bangtan, Sonyeondan.
Yeah, you
Sonyeondan.
you're totally getting it wrong.
There are 7 members.
Yeah.
Jin, Suga, J-Hope, RM, Jimin, V, and Jungkook. Those are them.
How long have they been?
2013. Sorry, they were formed in 2010 and debuted in 2013.
Yeah.
Do you know what type of music they originally did?
Originally?
Yes.
No.
They were originally a hip-hop group.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And then their musical style has evolved to include a wide range of genres. So,
But it's K-pop, right?
it's K-pop.
Yeah.
Yes. They're also known as the Bangtan Boys, the Bangtan Sonyeondan, like I said, Beyond the Scene, and Bulletproof Boy Scouts.
What? Bulletproof Boy Scouts?
Boy Scouts, yes. And is a song recorded by them in May of 2021. A disco pop, dance pop, and EDM track, it says. Written by a bunch of people, only one of whom is actually in the group.
Do they write any of their own songs?
I don't know. I feel like they probably get credit, like the one guy in the group got credit for songwriting on this. But I feel like they've got like a team.
So they have...
It feels... They feel... I watched a 60 Minutes like interview with them and stuff, and like it's formulaic. It's you know what I mean. Like they follow the boy band kind of formula of like now they have more than most boy bands do, but you know you kind of have like the cute one and the bad boy and this one and that one, you know, like that kind of stuff. So to kind of appeal to everybody.
What album is this off of?
Is it?
It's off Butter.
Yeah, it just says Butter, but I think it just was like a single.
Maybe.
Yeah, when it was a release, I think, because it just came out last year, so I think it's just a single. Like there's probably an album that's going to come out maybe this year or something that'll have it on there, but...
And the B-side, Permission to Dance.
Yeah. And there's also a remix with Megan Thee Stallion that I have not heard.
Mm-hmm.
But it's got its own Wikipedia page just about the song, so it's big enough. My favorite quote, though, where is it? It's similar to Dynamite with a pulsating bass, heavy beat, and delectable chorus, but then it also says, where is it? Similar to Dynamite, lyrically has no heavy message, in quotes. Because it is. It's poppy. Like the lyrics kind of go all over the place. Mm-hmm. At first, I was like, I didn't like all the different transitions and sections, and now it's kind of grown on me. Because there's a part where it's like, we just dance left to right or whatever, but then you're like, you're smooth like butter, and you're like this. It's just a dancey pop track designed to be catchy, and it works perfectly. Don't play it? You're still looking stuff up.
Oh, I'm diving into the world of BTS.
Yes.
Smooth like butter, like a criminal undercover.
What's that? Can you pause for a second? What's it called that they're doing with the voice where there's like no reverb, no whatever? It's just
dry.
That's okay. That's the word I couldn't think of. Like, and it just is. It's like right there. It's just real dry. Like it sounds almost like robotic.
And is this RM?
I like that lyric too. Smooth like butter, like a criminal undercover.
It doesn't make sense. Why would a criminal be undercover?
So they don't get caught. What do you mean doesn't make sense? It makes total sense.
Anyways.
Trouble breaking into your heart like
We're getting canceled.
You're going to get canceled. I don't know who does what parts, except for I think J-Hope is the rapper.
Yeah, I'm making you sweat like that. Break it down. Ooh, when I look in the mirror, I'm not too hard to do. I got the superstar glow, so ooh, to the booty. A side step right left to my beat. I like the moon rock with me, baby. Know that I got
Like, I think if you were reading the lyrics,
Yeah.
not really telling a story. I like this part too.
Yeah, I like that. Just that.
Yeah.
Don't need no usher to remind me you got it bad. weather that could sweep you up like a rubber. Straight up, I gotcha, making you fall like that. Break it down. Ooh, when I look in the mirror, I'm with your heart into two.
Like, it's undeniable that it's just catchy. You were singing it before.
I know. Well, I think I just was listening to it.
But it was in your head though.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's catchy, man.
With enough money, you can make a great song.
Yeah, that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Swatkins.
So I just imagine where's the Adam Neely reharm of this song? Because it sounds like it would totally fit with things that he
Wait
does.
for it. Rap verse. And this is one of the guys in the group.
Well, yeah,
like he is the rapper.
Well, not the rapper. There's apparently 3 rappers. Like if you look at their
But
Wikipedia.
I think this is J-Hope, if I'm correct. And if I'm incorrect, I apologize.
So Suga, J-Hope, and RM
okay,
are all the rappers of the group, and everyone else is a vocalist.
Okay, fair enough. Just one of the things I was reading about this, J-Hope was talking about the lyrics, and I clicked on his name, and it said was a rapper. So
yeah. So who's gonna be the JT of BTS?
like who comes out as the one who does
comes
the
out?
career?
I think it's RM.
You think RM?
Yeah, I do.
know.
The reason I think it's RM is because he wrote this song,
Kind
and
of
I think
helped write this song.
And I think, well, actually, I don't know anything, but
Yeah.
I need to dig in more to my BTS. It's not bad. It's just
Great.
It's
actually,
it's huge.
Yeah.
It's like if we had Katy Perry on here,
It's
but
okay.
like
It's okay
like
to talk about big people.
It is. It really is. But I feel that we need to introduce people to music and not just be like.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I agree, but also
you don't think Christian knows about this, or Rich?
maybe not.
Rich definitely doesn't.
Or okay, you heard it on that Samsung commercial. Did you actually listen to the whole song? Do you know what I mean? Like, I heard 30 seconds of this and was intrigued enough to go listen. Somebody else heard 30 seconds and that's all they ever heard. You know?
Yeah.
And now maybe you can go, okay, I've listened to a K-pop song and it's not for me or whatever. Or like, oh, let me find some more. Like, I have a student who, she's in the color guard, and one day during like band camp or whatever, she was sitting listening to this stuff. I was like, hey, what do you listen to? And she was like, she said some group or whatever, and I was like, oh, like what genre? And she was like, K-pop. And I was like, okay, cool. I was like, who should I listen to? I was like, I know of BTS. But I think at that point I had only known that one song. I didn't even know this song at that point, even though it had already been out.
Is that what they said that you should listen to?
No. But I was like, well, who should I listen to? Because I was like, I've heard of BTS, but that's it. That's my knowledge. And she was like, oh, this song and this group and this whatever. And so she sent me she told me a couple things to listen to. And I listened to, and again, catchy and interesting and good. I haven't really revisited them, but this one, like I said, because it's been on a commercial recently, that's why I kind of dove into it. But yeah. It's just a whole genre of stuff that I just know nothing about.
Oh, yeah.
So, and it's not marketed to me.
No.
Not that I would not like it. I mean, I like this song.
I don't think that this is marketed to 30, 40-year-olds.
No.
This is teenagers and early 20s.
Yeah, for sure.
I wonder how old they are. Are they like the Menudo?
I see. That's the thing. I think it is a little bit like that.
Yeah,
there's a few
94. I don't know. It's just weird.
See, there's a few groups that have kind of become pretty big that are sort of like that, where I think they're kind of put together. Do you know what I mean? I think all these groups are kind of put together and they're kind of marketed. And then I think at some point, it wouldn't surprise me if in 5 years, BTS is a totally different group of people. Or half. Do you know what I mean?
Well, so Menudo did that, where it's you reached a certain age and you were out.
Right.
I don't think that this is going to do that. I think that this is this group, these amount of people, and then whenever one decides to leave, then BTS will be done.
Okay.
I don't know how long that would be because they've been around for a really long time, right?
2013. That's when they made their debut.
So almost 10 years, right?
Uh-huh.
And really, if you like just within the formation in the early years, like the formation in the early years is probably like, hey, let's get them together, pick who they are, and then work with them to get them to be what we need them to be, and then release them into the world, right?
Well, so they're part of this group, Big Hit Music.
Yes.
Which has been around since 2005.
Yeah, and also it says that RM is the leader.
Oh, okay.
The group leader.
But like this Big Hit Music put together people I don't know, but like two boy bands, one of them being that. They had some other different groups and different things and stuff. So it just kind of sounds like that's what they're doing. There's this other group that they split off from too, which also I think does something similar.
I mean, they could have 2 boy bands, 4 and 3.
Sure.
Like Belle Biv DeVoe, and who would be like a 4-person boy band.
98 Degrees.
I think they had 5.
Did they? I thought they had 4.
I think I don't know.
The two,
I just know that the majority of boy bands are 5.
Yeah. I don't know.
No, they are very talented.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what? Steve Aoki? What did I say? Oh, it's an associated act.
Yeah. They probably did a remix or something.
Probably.
Yeah. So yeah, Bo, now you have listened to a K-pop song all the way through.
Yeah.
Just once.
I just want to like look at their ages like in a thing and be like,
do they actually release them though?
Yeah. It says when their birthday is.
Okay.
If you go to like each one, so like RM is 27.
Okay.
Which he does not look like he's 27.
No, they all look like they're like 15 or whatever.
Yeah, I know. Which maybe all these pictures are older pictures. No, that says in 2019. So that was only like 3 years ago.
No, they look pretty young.
Yeah. Anyways.
Cool. Where can people find us?
I was going to make a dumb joke. I'm sorry. Apologize. They can find us in the Discord.
Uh-huh.
Which is in the description. You can talk to us and other people who listen to this podcast and would love to share music with you as well as listen to things that you have suggestions for.
Yeah.
We got an Instagram at Two Tunes Podcast.
Correct.
We've got a Facebook. Just search Two Tunes Podcast.
Yep.
And then you should email us at twotunespodcast@gmail.com.
Please do.
Please do. Send us questions, comments. Once we get a decent amount, we will have a section of Q&A. It may turn into like one per episode, but
sure,
depends on how many we get. If we get like 30,000, we're going to have a whole episode that's just Q&A.
Nice. Never happened.
Yeah,
and they can't all be from Devin. Sorry, dude.
Yeah, it can't be like, and here from Devin again is another question. I think out of the 4 questions that he posed, I think one was actually really good. Like really, really.
I didn't even see them because I forgot about them, and then you were like, "Hey, what about this?"
They're there. One of them is really good, and a couple are just like, "Really, dude?
Listen to this thing."
And then there's this one guy who just wants to know if you're single or not.
Well, the answer is yes. Yes, I am single. Thanks for asking.
Whoever that was.
Thanks for asking, Bo.
It wasn't me.
Was it Bohemia? Was it BoJack Horseman?
No,
was it Expo X?
What's the you know this person? What's their name on Instagram?
I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
You don't know? Okay. Well, they asked. It was a dude.
Cool. Nice. Well, I'm not into dudes, but thanks for asking. Tell your single lady friends, I guess. I don't know. This is stupid. Goodbye.
It's all staying in. All right. We'll see you next week, guys.
Goodbye.
Bye.